What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. Market review. Let me introduce you to candidate for the worst buyout of 2018, Destiny Hero Disc Commander. But John, it just got an errata. It's sure to come back. Its effect now sucks. It's actually more likely to be used against you with Monster Reborn in the format, and Saryuja being a thing to dig for cards, because you can't use it the turn it's sent, and Monster Reborn's a thing in this actual meta, so you're actually just straight up more likely to have this used against you than to get to use it. B, realize that every single time a card's coming back with an errata, there's a reprint with said errata. C, why is the higher rarity cheaper than the original on TCG Player? A lot of things just don't add up, make sense, and it's not a good buyout. Stay away from this. Do not buy these cards. Don't even get the common version. Just wait for the errata version that we're bound to get before it comes back. It's really that simple. And this is the most likely card from the OCG ban list to impact our list in a sense. We do see the super rare is at 14 here, 13 for a legendary GX one. Let's make sure we're on buy it now, lowest price shipping. Let's see here. So of course there's a ton of the rare version at basically nothing, $1. And we keep going. Let's go ahead and find out. Secret rares, yeah, super cheap from Canada. Weird that it would take a while to get to you and it would still be cheap because people want to flip them when they get them, and this is going to be a very slow mover, and again, don't buy it. Now, HoC Construct. How many times do I have to remind you guys? How many times do I have to sit you down, come here, sit on Papa John's lap? The OCG ban list rarely has an effect on ours, and when it does, it takes a very long time. How long did we wait for Solemn Judgment versus theirs? Do we have the Necros playable for us? Not really. So Construct's just sitting here. It was already hyped up. It gets even more hyped up, and it's just a hype beast at this point at $32. It was a low of 40 earlier in the night. It'll continue to trickle on down, trickle on down, trickle on down. It's not worth it. Don't buy it. Don't trade for it. Just wait for it to keep trickling on down. Even the ultra rare received hype coming in at $8 versus market price $5. $11 DUA versus market price $4. Just stay away, guys. Don't. Just don't. If you're really scared and you really want to copy, trade for an ultra. But my personal advice is, I don't think realistically that we will see it back despite all the begging. Remember, the OCG has Stratos. We don't. Just let all those things sink in. And again, if you feel the need, against all your reasoning, go ahead and trade for an ultra. Don't go full out and get an ultimate rare. Look at this, 40, 47 eBay. Stay away. It's good for you. So we come over here and we look at the rest of the HoC cards. We see actually it's lower than market price on HoC fusions. They could creep up from quote-unquote hype at some point, but they already were inflated from their original market price thanks to HoC dinosaurs, and they've trickled back down from that slowly. Winda is still around its market price. Not too much happening, although this seems to be above. I think they were around 14s. I actually didn't know Anoitilis was like a $7 card. Ultimate Check makes sense, and it's just going kind of crazy in HoC land. DUEA over here on eBay, hey, making rhymes, $15.50 and $18. So, it is what it is. I don't know, guys. My personal advice is still just chill out and keep the OCG separate from the TCG. That's all I can say. Dragunities. All right. Dragunity Gaither still where it is. Not too much hype there. Actually below. Vajrayana is way up. So, the OCG announced for, I believe, one of the future sets we actually should be receiving a version of a level 10 synchro that is dark armed for Dragunities, but it actually banishes the opponent cards instead of like destroying. That's pretty good. And banishing removal, even if it targets, is always nice. And you can do it unlimited times per turn by banishing Dragunity monsters from your graveyard. So you are eating up your resources. The Dragunities are famous for, like, recurring with that card. But it's kind of a boss monster above 3,000 attack. And it's a good in-game kind of card. So we see both versions of Vajrayana up, Phalanx up, Ducks up. These prices are pretty hype beast if you're really scared about not getting it. The secret rares are still actually below market price for Phalanx here. And then not much else is moving for them. It's just the highest rarity versions got bought out in anticipation. And it could end up being okay, but I don't think it's going to be anything meta. I think it's just kind of like, hey, that got released. Let's buy up all the highest rarity versions of this card. No doubt it's a great card, but you already see on eBay the prices are way lower after the fallout and not getting bought. So there's that too. It's, in my opinion, just, again, kind of a overhyped thing. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit Ultimate. You suddenly went to $86. Very interesting to see it jump up so high. I guess with the hand trap hype between Ash Blossom, you just had to be worth more than Secret Ash for a bit, didn't you, Ghost Ogre? And we see over here, basically completely gone from the entirety of eBay. It's actually insane. Just these ridiculous listings trying to be lowest and get a quick sale. So this is kind of that always shop both mentality, but at the same time, my advice is personally to stay away. But it is really indicative of our meta when you see an ultimate rare hand trap that a lot of people do play 3 of get this kind of a price demand. It's actually rather interesting to me, and I don't know, guys. What do you think about this price point? Did it deserve it? Was it just undervalued before as an ultimate rare? Heavy Metal Foes Electromite is now at 63. It's been, you know, flailing between its market prices. A lot of people are selling because, remember, those special editions with Gamma are coming out, and a lot of copies of different cards are going to be released in higher quantities. So are you just floating at 68 for the lowest English? We have a German here at 65. And then on eBay, about 70 lowest. What is happening here? Why? That's crazy to me. Honestly, I would love to see Saryuja actually reprinted in Battles of Legend for the duelists. And I honestly also think it's the first Link monster that could be ban-worthy. It's ridiculous how much it actually does for people and the game, and its effect is just insane to me. But we do see that it's pretty much worth its price point, even as a one-of. Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles actually has it relatively cheaper at $61.57, and Electromite's actually far cheaper at $51. I think they're just marking it down in anticipation for these special editions and giving everybody a deal. I honestly would maybe wait off just a little bit on Electromite and see where it falls after the special edition, but part of me thinks this is about where it would be after a special edition, if even. Like, a $10 dip's pretty big, so you might want to consider using DGZ BOD Z5 for 5 additional % off, and taking a gander at both of these. Remember, I think it's when you spend around $50 US, you get free shipping, or it might be 75. I know for sure 75 on anything besides singles that Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles is. But it's pretty crazy over here to see it that much cheaper from Euro English versus what's happening over here. It's just a little insane to me. Borolo Dragon, $60 command price point still. Here's my call right now, and a lot of people have made the same call, so it's not like the most original thing in the world. This card is highly likely to be the cover of the Megatons along with Firewall and alternate art of both of them. That's, I think, a really, really good point and a really likely thing to happen. So consider as you will, as we rush towards national seasons and nationals, if you're a competitor, you're stuck probably keeping this. If you, for any reason, are just a fan of the show and have this card, now is the perfect time to sell. I know that going to locals, you want to play this card, you're going to get its value out over the next couple months, but as you're playing that game of chicken with the wall, it's highly likely to be in the Megatins, either in the tins itself or as a cover card, and I'm thinking cover card. I really do. And it consistently just keeps being a little bit cheaper on eBay. Just a little bit. Spellbook and Knowledge. Dropping that knowledge. Around 19, it's really good in Invoked. It's a really nice plus engine for them. I think it is still high for what it is, but it just keeps proving to be better and better for a lot of decks that enter the top cut with the Invoked. And after playing Invoked Mech Knight, I am a fan. I think it's pretty good. So getting those pluses with the Mech Knights to have an actual engine that supports you is nice. I really do think that Mech Knight Invokes one of the better decks. I've been really enjoying playing it, and one of the problems always feels like you either draw just Invoked or just Mech Knights, and Spellbook Knowledge, once you draw the Invoked part, helps you get to the Mech Knight part. But vice versa, with the Mech Knights, it doesn't really help you if you draw Mech Knights in this, and not one of the Invoked pieces. But it's 3 Meltdown, 3 Alistair. It's somewhat rare not to get there. We already did that, and I accidentally closed the tab. Dragonic Diagram sitting at around 45, 47. This one doesn't, oh, it does say mint condition, all right. So 45 lowest, which is kind of a deal right now, considering the market price on TCG Player is around, let's see here, $50. It's pretty insane to see this price point. The meta's so diverse, and it just keeps pushing everything up when there's a plethora of options. Yeah, there's just a bunch of options, guys. There's so many ways to play this different kind of decks, and Diagram just rises to the top of a price pool in a ridiculous fashion. It is a little cheaper on eBay, but again, heading towards its final reprint season with the Megatons, it's likely to be in there or in Battles of Legend. So what do you guys think of today's market watch, and what are some reprints you're hoping to see in Battles of Legend? I honestly do want to know, because I'm probably going to make a video about things I would like to see reprinted. So I want to know what you guys would like to see reprinted too. I already have a list of 8. So I just got to fill in 2 more, because Konami keeps taking my cards I want to see in Battles of Legend and actually reprinting them. Good job, Konami. But yeah, it's crazy out here. I felt like the first half of this was just telling you, all right, kids, the OCG ban list ain't our ban list. Like, chill out, guys. Chill a little.